What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tony Reads. In this video, I want to share with you the for right now, the top 10 books that I want to read in 2024. I really, how I wanted to do this, how I had it planned is that I would buy like 3 or 4 books, I would read them all, and then buy 3 or 4 more books, read them all. But it doesn't seem to work that way. I still have books I need to finish, like several, at least like 4 or 5 books. And I already want to buy more, and I'm getting really anxious. There's new stuff coming out in 2024, as well as things that I really like. I like to shop for them. And so I don't know what it is about books. I just like to spend money. For me right now, I know like Kindle, buying them on Kindle or whatever is a little bit cheaper, or like a lot cheaper. But I just don't, I was thinking about getting a Kindle, and I just don't think I would like reading on a device. Not right now anyway. I'm just not like into that. I'm into the actual book, like holding it in my hand. That might change. I'm actually running out of room already because my area was not made to be like a reader's area. I'm not into that. I don't have a whole bunch of bookshelves or anything like that. And I'm not even 100%. I mean, I know you guys are not going to like this, you booktubers and readers, but I'm not 100% sure that I would even want to make my office space with all these books or anything, and definitely not my bedroom. I don't want a whole bunch of books in there. So I'm running out of books. So again, Kindle might have to be my next option, but who knows? I haven't got to that level where I know some people like the feel of the paper and the smell, and even if they read the book on Kindle, they still want to have the paper copy and all that. I'm not nowhere near that mentally in the reading stuff. So I'm just not, I'm still a newbie. I'm a true newbie. Like literally never read a book till last November. Not one full book ever. And so, like I said, I'm just new to this. And I don't have that kind of love or obsession with actual physical books being all over my space and all over my room. As you can see, like most booktubers, they sit and they have like a bookshelf behind them. I don't have a book. I have one bookshelf, but it doesn't have enough books. And really, I didn't even buy that shelf for books. I bought it like, I don't even know what I wanted to put on it, like some trinkets and stuff, but it wasn't, I didn't buy it for that. And so I just, I just don't want to go there, but at the same time, I'm not interested in the Kindle. But anyway, I'm just rambling. I don't want books stacked all over my room, but I am excited about buying more, and I love to buy them. I love to shop for them, and I love packages coming in with books and all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah, I just want to make this video to share with you guys. I'm really excited about the things to come in my book world. So just to let you know, I do get on Goodreads occasionally. I said before, it's like overwhelming to me. Like seriously, it's like, I was like, I can't get into all that stuff. And I want to try to write some reviews and everything, because people do really go by that stuff. And I love giving my opinion, obviously. That's why I have this channel. That's one of the reasons why I have this channel, but I just haven't started doing that yet. I'm always so busy and everything. But I do like to, when I find a book or I come across a book that I might want, I either put it in my Amazon cart, maybe a wish list, or I put it in Goodreads, which is my preferred method. And so right now I have 30 books in my want to read list, and it's probably like more than that I want to read. I just don't have them all in there. And right now I'm only going to talk about 10. This is not in a real particular order, but this is out of the 30, these are probably the next 10 books that I'm going to read. Hopefully, I'm probably going to change that order later, but for right now, these are the next 10 books that I want to purchase and then read. I already have some that I already own that I want to read first. So the first one, I've probably mentioned this before. It's Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. This one, thankfully, it does not come out till June 2024, so I have some time. So yeah, I need to spend some money and everything. I feel like I need to, but this won't be happening anytime soon. I will pre-order it so that I will get it and have it in my possession as soon as it's available. But for right now, I mean, it's only February right now. I'm not going to be ordering no books that's coming out in June, or trying to pre-order anything. I don't even know if you can pre-order this early. I don't even know. But anyway, Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. So basically, in a nutshell, this book, there's like 2 little kids. This is like a long time ago, or whatever. They're like 10 or whatever, and they're like camping out in one of them's backyard, and one of them ends up going missing or something. And then the way I'm saying it's not gonna make the book sound good, but trust me, if you read the summary, it sounds really good. I just don't want to sit here and read the summary to you. But then fast forward, the boy that that survived or whatever. He's an adult and he's going back to the neighborhood or whatever where it all happened. And he reunites with like some other former friends or whatever, and they reveal that the boy, I think, that went missing, he said that he saw monsters or something like that. And if you read Riley Sager's books, like I always say, they're creepy. You might be thinking they're borderline horror or whatever, but they're always creepy, but there's always an explanation for it. It comes out, it ends up, it's not really a haunted house. It ends up, it's not really a ghost. It ends up, so he makes you, or this person is not seeing this dead person walking around, whatever. So throughout the story, they might see things, they might hear things or whatever, but what it turns out is that it's really not that. So don't go into Riley Sager's books, well, not any of the ones that I've read, thinking that it's going to be horror. It's just a regular thriller, but it's like a real creepy type thriller. So if you like that, I recommend Riley Sager. Middle of the Night, that's one of the books I'm going to buy. So the next book that I'm going to read in 2024 for sure, actually I'm going to read it real soon, is The Teacher by Freida McFadden. Of course, one of my favorite, or actually she's my favorite author right now. I say Riley Sager right now is second. Freida McFadden is first though, definitely. So this book, it's about like the main character is a math teacher, and she has this good live husband, whatever. And the school she teaches at, there's some kind of scandal that went down with some girl or whatever. And like then the next semester or whatever, that girl ends up being in this teacher's class. And the scandal is something, it ain't just, I don't know what the scandal is or whatever, but it's about lies and like really bad stuff or something like that. So the teacher's like, oh my gosh, now I got this student in my class or whatever. But you find out later that the student that the scandal is surrounding, she has all these secrets or whatever, and the teacher's going to try to find out, and of course it's not going to be what you think it is or whatever. But I've always liked movies that, like thriller like movies or mysteries or something that have something to do with a school or students or something like that. And so that's what kind of caught my eye about this one. But also, of course, I love Freida McFadden's books, and so I'm not going to miss out on this one. And all the other ones, like when I read them, they're all old and stuff. So it's going to be exciting for me to read one that's actually just came out. So I'm really excited about that. The Teacher by Freida McFadden. Okay, so the next book, of course, by my other favorite author, Riley Sager, is The Only One Left. And so this story is about like a long time ago in the 1920s or whatever. A lady, I think she's maybe a child then at that time, or maybe not, but anyway, a girl or whatever. She kills her parents, or allegedly kills her parents. The cops can't prove it, so she ends up like walking away free, but the story is that she's the one that killed her parents. And so fast forward to like more recent times, like she's had strokes or something like that, and so she's confined to a wheelchair. And so the main character, whoever that is going to come work for her to like, help her. This is a theme in several of the books that I've read. But so the lady that supposedly stabbed her parents a long time ago, she can't really communicate. She talks or whatever by tapping or doing some kind of code or something like that. Or maybe one day she starts talking or whatever. But the bottom line is what she tells the main character is, I want to tell you everything. And it's like she's saying it wasn't her, but she's going to tell kind of like what happened. Obviously with Riley Sager, there's going to be some kind of twisted, crazy plot twist. So I know like the way I'm saying it, you guys are like, I don't want to read that book. It sounds stupid or whatever. But I'm telling you, based on the books that I read from him, you can't just go by my little summary or whatever. I encourage you to read the whole summary about what it's about, and just check it out. I'm telling you, I'm real picky, and Riley Sager and Freida McFadden's books are wonderful. But this book just kind of struck my interest because it's like, the history of this girl stabbing her parents, whatever. They said it's like a little schoolyard chant or whatever. It kind of reminds me like when I was a kid when people were saying like Bloody Mary, whatever, you do this little chant, or like Candyman or something. And I'm kind of a fan of horror, so it just kind of caught my attention. But I think this is going to be a really good book. This one's not brand new or anything, but it's just another one that I have on my list that I want to check out this year. Okay, the next one, this is on my list, this last one by Riley Sager, but this one is called Survive the Night. It's not brand new or anything, but I'm just going to say like the first one little sentence. I was going to say one little sentence. The main character is being driven across country by a possible serial killer. Say less. I don't care what else the plot or whatever, that already gets my attention. Anything about a serial killer, I probably should start reading like John Patterson or something like that. I think his stuff is a lot of times about serial killers or whatever, but this just automatically got my attention. Those are kind of movies that I watch a lot of the times or whatever. And imagine somebody, how creepy is it you be sitting in a car with somebody like, and you look and they're like on the most wanted list, or something like that. I don't know if that's what's going to happen or whatever, but it just, that whole little sentence just really got my attention. I'm like, okay, this is going to be really good. So that is Survive the Night. Even that title sounds really good anyway. And that's by Riley Sager. The next book is a book called The New Couple in 5B. And I think I might have mentioned me wanting this book like in another video. The author is Lisa Unger. I've never heard of her before, but she is a New York Times best-selling author of a book called Secluded Cabin, Sleep 6. I didn't even see that when I was looking at books, but I'm probably gonna have to check that one out as well if I like this one. And so this story is a couple, they're like kind of down on their luck, but then there's a turn of events where one of them inherits like some money or something from their uncle, and they're moving in this fancy apartment. And I love some of the other books that I've mentioned in other videos and everything. Like the setting is in some fancy, rich apartment, and I like those kind of stories, and it just kind of catches my interest. So anyway, they start like finding out. I'm not finding out. Things are creepy, like the doorman. There's cameras all over the place, and just things are kind of like questionable or whatever in this apartment. It kind of like reminds me of Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. Then finally, of course, one of their neighbors ends up dying or being found dead or whatever. And so that's where it all, the whole mystery, trying to figure it out, whatever, starts. And so again, it's about an apartment building, like for the, the rich or something like that. I like stories like that. And so it just kind of caught my attention. So I can't wait to check that one out. Plus it's a new author that I haven't read any books from. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so the next book on my list, this is number 6. It's called Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola Sanders. And again, a new author for me. I've never read any of her books before. So the storyline in this book is there's a family. I think it's just a husband, a wife, and maybe a baby or something, or a very young child. And, they have this perfect life or whatever. But then the husband's 20-something-year-old daughter shows up. I guess she wants to get back into the dad's life or whatever. And she needs a place to stay, so she ends up living with them. And then so just things start happening to make the wife think she's crazy and all that kind of stuff. And I know this kind of sounds like kind of Lifetime movie-ish, but actually I do kind of like, and I'm sad to say I do watch Lifetime movies and I kind of like them. So this kind of sounds like that, but I'm sure it's going to be better than that, because I'm sure that whatever the plot twist is going to be better. And I also read that this is perfect for fans of Freida McFadden. So that's probably really the reason why I want to check it out. I mean, the plot does sound good or whatever, but if they recommend this for Freida McFadden fans, then it's definitely the book for me. Okay, so the next book that I want to read is called 5 Total Strangers, and the author is Natalie D. Richards. Never heard of her before. Of course, never read any books by her. So this story, I just like the title of it. Kind of caught my eye for one thing, 5 Total Strangers. And what the plot is like the main character for whatever reason, has to hitch a ride. There's like a blizzard or something like that. And she ends up riding in the car with like 4 or 5 other people. And what she later finds out is that all these people in the car, they don't even know each other. And part of the plot is somebody in the car wants them all dead. And so I just thought it was interesting. I like stories where you're with amongst strangers and you're trying to like figure out who's the crazy one or whatever. And so this one just kind of caught my eye, and I want to give it a chance because it's an author that I never read any books by. So I'm trying to really step outside of my comfort zone right now. So that's another reason why I wanted to check this one out. Hopefully it's good. It's not going to be a waste of my money. This one's not real new. I can't see when this came out, but it definitely didn't just come out this year. It's maybe like a couple years old or whatever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one as well. Okay, so the next book on my list is called Will Never Tell by Kayla Perrin. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. It's Perrin. I've never heard of this author before, never even heard of this book before. Let's see. This book is about like a person who likes to steal other people's men, a woman who likes to steal other people's men or whatever. And and they say that she always wins, but I guess at this particular time she's gonna like try to steal the wrong man. And it's going to be like she's in some kind of sorority, exclusive sorority or something like that. And she's going to try to steal the man that belongs to one of her sorority sisters, which is, you know, quote unquote, the wrong thing to do. And so something's going to happen one night. Somebody's going to end up getting killed. And you know, I like these sisters are not supposed to tell or whatever. And it says, and so they say there's 3 new rules. Never mention what happened that night. This is like somebody going to get killed. Protect each other and tell no one. And then then they say, and they find out their rules are meant to be broken or something like that. But anyway, I just like, again, this kind of Lifetime movie-ish, but I like movies that are about like sororities, you know, some kind of murder or something happens or something goes bad in the initiation process or something like that. Those always kind of attract my attention. And so I just thought this was interesting, an author I never heard of. So I'm going to go ahead and check this one out as well. Okay, so the next book on my list, this is number 9, is called Only If You're Lucky, and it's by Stacy Willingham. And I have heard of this author, and the only reason why I've heard of this author is because someone commented on one of my videos, and I'm always like, tell me more authors, tell me more thriller books to read or whatever. And they commented and they said I should check out Stacy Willingham. Is that her name? Stacy Willingham, yeah. So I did. I was determined to find a book by her that sounded interesting for me to put on my list. And so this one popped up, Only If You're Lucky. I'm kind of going to have to read this one. It's about kind of 2 friends that go to some kind of college. One's like really like an introvert or whatever, and one's really social. And they end up staying in a house. It might be a sorority house, something. I don't know. This is about college, I think, kind of. But one of the fraternity boys from the house next door ends up being brutally murdered. And then Lucy Sharp, who is the bold and dangerous one, is missing without a trace. And it says a tantalizing thriller about the nature of friendship and belonging, about loyalty, envy, and betrayal. Another gripping novel from an author quickly becoming the gold standard in psychological suspense. Well, I like psychological suspense. I've truthfully, with the Freida McFadden and the Riley Sager books that I read, none of them are really about the nature of friendship, belonging, loyalty, envy, and that kind of stuff. It's usually just, I'm not saying that it's bad. It's about a maid that went and worked at a house and this crazy stuff is going on, or somebody moved in an apartment. So like that. This book seems very different than what I've been reading. And I don't know if that's going to be good or bad, but I really wanted to kind of step out of my comfort zone and try something new for a change. Plus, this was recommended by somebody who watched my videos that know I like thrillers, and they know the books that I've read and that I like. And so I'm hoping it's a really good recommendation. I think this Stacy Willingham is supposed to be pretty good. She has a New York Times bestseller called A Flicker in the Dark, which I'm actually going to check out later. I didn't know anything about it. I hadn't even heard of it. So I'm definitely going to check out that one too. But yeah, Only If You're Lucky sounds really good. And I can't wait to step out and try a different kind of thriller book. Okay, so the last but not least, number 10 is a book called First Lie Wins, and it's by Ashley Elston. She seems to be a very well-known author. I've never heard of her, of course, because I haven't been reading long enough to hear about her. But this book, it says it's supposed to be an instant New York Times bestseller. This fast-paced read has everything you want in a thriller: secret identities, a mysterious boss, and a cat and mouse game. That's by Reese Witherspoon that wrote that. I like cat and mouse games. I like secret identities, and of course it says mysterious boss. As you guys, some of you guys know already, I love books or movies, whatever, about office settings, and so that kind of grabbed my attention. Honestly, I'm going to be completely honest. When I read the summary on this, I really didn't understand what they were talking about, but it's something about somebody has like a fake identity or something like that. And this is another one, as you see, like later on in my list, like first I started with a whole bunch of Riley Sager and Freida McFadden books that I'm familiar with, and later on as I went down, these are books that are kind of different than what I usually read, and definitely from new authors that I've never read a book from. And so this one's very, very different. It has, like, pretty much across the board, it has very excellent reviews. And it says it's fast-paced and has a lot of twist in it, and that's what I like. So I want to give this one a shot and see if I like it. And I'm also trying to find, like, new authors where I like their style so I can do something different than what I've been doing in the past. And so I just decided to check this one out. It seems pretty good. Like I said, I don't really understand what the story is about, but it just seems something interesting and very different than what I usually read. So again, those are the books. Those are 10 of the books. There's many more, and the list is going to grow, unfortunately. But this is 10 of them that I want to read in 2024. I'm not saying when I'm going to read them in 2024. It might not be till like December, but I do want to get these on the list, you know, in my rotation. But anyway, again, like I always say, if you know of some other people who write thrillers, in particular like psychological thrillers, let me know those authors or just some book recommendations. Drop those in the comments. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. And also, if you like this video, thumbs up. But anyway, that's it for now, and I will see you in the next video.